Hello everyone, I'm Sharanya PS. In this session, I will be practically demonstrating with hands-on session what we have studied as a theory aspect. First, I will be creating three different programs. First one, I will be creating the program which will depict the usage of list JList. Second one, the usage of Jcombbox with event. And the third one, what we have studied, how we can create the table using the swing concept. First, in order to create any of the class, first we have to identify under which we have to create the class. Here I have already created the projects which I have already depicted in the previous hands-on session, under which project any of which I have already created, I am going to create a new class. This will be under source. I will be clicking and there I will be creating a new class. So here I have to give the class name. First I will give it the name, class name as demo1, which will create the class for us. Next, first thing we have to import the packages. Here we will be using javax.swing package as we observe here. And next, the name of the class is already mentioned. Inside that, I will be creating the constructor by the same class name. Demo1 is the constructor what I have created now. Here I will be initializing all my components which I am going to create here. This is demo is a constructor. It is created first and foremost. Topmost component as we discussed previously is a frame. So I am creating the JFrame as a first component here, and I am not passing any parameter as a title to that. If we want, we can pass it in the as a parameter to that. And next I will be creating the label with the object name as L, and I will be giving the name as JLabel, and here I will be passing some text as select the subject. And next, after this creation of a label, I will be creating the next one string which I need to, it is a demonstration of a JList which we have already discussed. Here we have observed that we will be passing a string as a parameter to JList class or to the function. So we want to create one string with the array, like subject is the name of the array I have created, and to which I will be passing a set of elements. Since it is a string, I need to mention it in the double quotes. I will be mentioning the subject names randomly, and here after this we want it to be displayed in the list. So the subject names I have mentioned as a strings, and it is given by the name subject SUBJ. Next, I will be creating the list by using the class JList new. I will need to create one object to this JL, and with that I will be passing the string which I have, or array of strings which I have created already, so that this will be passed as an argument to the JList which I have created. And next I will be setting this selected initial index which need to be selected, that we can opt by using selected index, that is a function which is available which will allow us to select the initial item that we have added. Here the name of the list I have given as a JL. So if we want to add any of the properties, first we have to refer the component to which we are adding the properties that we have mentioned as a JL, and I'm setting the where it is supposed to be displayed. Set bounds which we have already discussed. This X refers to the location where I want to display, and I will give some value width. I will mention how long this need to be displayed as a list and the height of that. Now with this bound setting, our list is ready, and the next step is we have to add this list onto the our frame. That I have done by using add function, and the next step along with that we have to set the frame size, frame f sort, set the size. All the methods what we use here, which will be having the first letter of that will be in a capital letter, 400 comma 400. This is the width and height I have given, and the layout as of now I will be not using set. Layout will be set with null, so default layout will be used f dot set layout. And next one more major step is we have to make this frame visible. So set visible, and I will be passing it as a true so that it will be visible to the end user. That's all what I have created with the basic requirement to display the frame along with the list content. And as a main function, I will be writing public static void main, and I'm taking the strings which asks as an array of arguments, and inside that I will be creating the object for this constructor what I have created, so that inside the main the constructor what I have created will be called. And finally I will be closing the main, and the main program will be closed automatically. This is one simple program which I have written here with the basic one. Demo 1 is here. After this I have not opened the bracket because this is a constructor, it is a method, that's why it was giving the error. So I have opened the bracket. Now we are ready to run the JList. If I click on the run button, this is how our list will be displayed onto the screen. Here by default when I run it for the first time, we could make out OOC will be the default selected item because I have set the index to 2 here. That's why index will begin with 0, 1 and 2. So 2 is in a default selected mode. And if I change it now, selection event has triggered, and I have not written any code for handling the event. This is one simple code how we can design the list. Next we'll proceed with creating one more class, and we'll try to implement Jcombbox with the events. Combo demo is the class name I will be giving, and it will give the class. And first I will be importing the swing packages. I have given swing javax dot swing is after dot it will be giving the option here. I can mention as a swing so that the first one will be the one which I need to choose. Along with this I want to add the event as well, so I will be calling java dot AWT, under that event handling is mentioned. So I will be calling java.awt.event. Or by calling this, we can able to handle all the events. And inside this same procedure I will follow. I will be creating the constructor here by the name of class. Inside that I will set all the required things which I want to perform as a initialization. First and foremost thing, I have to create the frame, JFrame. I will give the name of that as a F, and I will be creating as a JFrame, and I can pass it here required as a title, which will be displayed in the very beginning of the frame. And next I will be giving one label here. I will be using with the JLabel, and here after that with the object as JL and the JLabel. Here I have created the label now, and I will be accessing that JLabel which I have created later part. Here next step is label. I want to set some horizontal alignment where it is supposed to use. I will be just using the new component so that we can make out which are the different horizontal alignment, which will give us to select. I want to set it as here it gives where it is supposed to be displayed. I will mention it as center. And here one new thing I want to add is, here I am setting with the JLabel, so it should be JL. And here the set will look into that. The name here what I have used, the character. Next we'll look into the next one more property, label dot set. I want to set some color here to the text for ground is a function which will allow us to set some text for the color, text color dot I will be setting as red, and this one is defined under the package import this is a package I need to add. Since I have added setting the here I need to, I'm going it with the JLabel. So JL is the object name which I need to mention. Color dot red, set the foreground color. And next step is to set the label where it is with the size, how much the width and the height, 400, 100. And next I will be using label. Here I have used the name as JL dot set size. Now corresponding color one will be added as a label. Next I will be adding sizes over. I will be adding one more button here, since I want to show the mouse button click event here. I will be adding by using button equal to new with the J button and passing the text as click. And after that I will be setting bounds to this b dot set bounds where it is supposed to be displayed. Here x I will give the value as 200. This set bound will allow where the button need to be displayed onto the output screen. 75 and here I will be giving as 20. So the location is set for the button. Next I will be working with creating the major array which is used for passed as a parameter to the combo box. I will be using these are the some parameters that I have passed. I want to be displayed or the items to be displayed when I click on the combo box. Here combo box I am going to create with what I have created with the by passing language as a string to add. Next step is to make the visibility cv dot set bound. I want to set where this combo box need to be displayed. I'll be giving the values as 50. Let's say for example 100 and next width will be 90 and height will be displayed as 40. The bound is set for the combo box. Next we have to add all these components onto the frame add dot. First I want to add button as well as next we have got add combo box. CB is the object name that I am referring the combo box. We have got add, I need to add the Java label, JLabel. These are the three components which I have created. Now set layout I will be creating. Set layout I will be setting as null. As I did previously, along with this, I want the frame size to be displayed. These are all the same thing what I am doing here. So this is next I can do for the basic operation which I have done for each of the cases. Visibility I have set it to 2 and then closing the major constructor which I have created. Next I need to create public void. I will just copy it from the previous code so that the processing will be faster here. I'll just copy it and the name should be here as the name which is given here. Here I have given as a combo demo and this is giving with some spelling with that it is having a trouble. So if we run this code, this is how it will be displayed onto the output screen. The combo box is displayed with the different elements which we have passed as a array elements. See, I can able to select like this, and if I want to click and some operation here I have not set any event handling. If I want to set, I need to write the event along with the corresponding component. Suppose with the B, that is button, if I want to add action listener, I want to create the corresponding action what it is supposed to perform when the user has pressed the button. I need to create the method inside that. Here I should write what is the operation I need to perform. Public, I will write the function as public void action perform and I will be passing action event object, and E refers to from where it is event is triggered, and inside that I will be mentioning what it is supposed to perform the operation. Here I will be writing programming language is selected, and I will be selecting the actual data or the element which is selected by the user. That I can perform by mentioning CB. I want to use the method get item. Here there are so many methods which is available. I want to get the item at particular location, in the sense in the combo box with I want to get the index of that. So I will be using get selected index, so that in that index whichever the item is that I am referring as a final resultant. I have written like this, and then I need to set this one to be displayed along with the label. Label I have given the name as JLabel object name JL, and I will be setting as this text need to be displayed along with this what I have referred as a data. So data is obtained, the closure of this, and this is the closure of this. With this we have accomplished button click operation, what is which in turn creates a action listener event, which we are event handling mechanism we use, and here actual operation that we are doing is we are trying to collect the data which is selected by the user, that is from the combo box by using select index method. That index value is collected and it will be finding the corresponding item, and that item will be embedded and it will be displayed onto the JText. This is the main operation that I have written as a final resultant. Now when I click here, it will be displaying programming language is selected, and the color we could make out it as a blue color, because we have set here the set foreground color of this JLabel is blue color. This is how we can write the program to perform some actions as well when the user has performed any of the operation. Here as a summary, here we have created the J button, JLabel, and the major thing Jcombbox, and we have also handled the action or the event which is triggered by clicking the mouse. That is, we have done it by action listener, and then inside that we have trying to call the label by fetching the information which is selected by the user. This is how we can use two aspects. One is event handling as well as the working with the Jcombbox. Next, one more program if we look into, I will be creating a new class for the table demo. Very important one, which is usually used in most of the application. Here, first thing we have to import the import.javax. Import, after that import javax.swing is a package which I do use here. That is the first and foremost thing, and the table demo is the name I'm giving, and here I will be calling the constructor, creating the constructor, and inside that all the operation will be performed. And next to that, here the content I need to create is, first I need to create the frame, JFrame. Here is a simple name I will refer with, and JFrame, and after that the major thing, I need to create two parameters to this JTable. One is a column content and one more the actual contents which I want to display as a data. Column is a one-dimensional array. So here I will be creating the class. I will mention it as a sum, and here after that this string is responsible for displaying the table header, and next here marks. These are the two elements which I have created, two columns which I have created, and then I will be using the actual data to be displayed into that. I will use the variable name as data, and it is a two-dimensional array, and I need to pass the element which I need to add it onto the table. I will be passing one. This is responsible for the first column, and then I need to add for the second column. And after that I will be closing the curly brackets. This is the data for first row. And next I will be mentioning comma, and then I will be adding the next element to the data element to the table. And here after this I need to put the comma after entering each row values. And next, these are the some contents which I have added, and I will be closing the main bracket. This is a two-dimensional array which we have created. Next main part is I will be creating the JTable by using JTable, and I will be creating one object, and the parameter that I need to pass here is, first I need to pass the data, that is row content, which is stored in data variable. This is a string array, and next I need to pass column headers or the column names which I have created. And next part is normal, setting, bound, all those major options which we want to add. So here we are referring with the same code. Set bound, I will be mentioning around where I want to display it, 30 into 30, 40. This is x and y coordinate, and this is what is the length and width of a table. I need to add it with these bounds are set with the JT, and I will be adding JT to the frame and setting the size, all those basics, and then the visibility is set with 2. And if we want to add a scroll pan, then we can call the scroll pan with creation of object, and we can pass JT as an argument to the scroll pan. And one more major thing, when I click on that, the F set, which I have already discussed in the previous session, what is the major operation it need to perform? Default close operation is what we were used to refer with, and with respect to JFrame, I am trying to perform this operation. What it is supposed to do nothing and hide on close, or I want to perform exit on close. I can add like this any kind of the properties to any of the component which I have added. Next, lastly, I will be adding the table constructors object in the main function. This is what I have created as a program to implement a table. Just if we run the code, this is the table which will be displayed onto the screen. Here, one thing, first here it need to display the column, and the data content will be displayed onto the output screen. If we see one more example here, one more same kind of example here, it is mentioned the column data and the column is added here. Here we could make out like this. We can drag and drop wherever it is required. Here we have not set any selection operation. If we want, we can do the same. Here with respect to this, we will make some changes to where it is supposed to be displayed. Table demo, and then if we run the same code once again, wherever it is required, it will be going to be displayed. This is how we can run the code. If we summarize this as a table demo, we will be creating the JTable by using the JTable class, and to that we will be passing two arguments. One is data. Data refers to actual content, raw content, what we are need to display onto the screen. And then column is nothing but the column name, what it need to be displayed to the output screen. These are the two major aspects that we should understand when we create the